Okay, hey everybody, it's Manga Pro again. This is the third part of the page inking series. I guess you can kind of call it a series now. Um, you guys, you guys wanted me to post this, I guess, because I wouldn't be posting it unless you left comments and said, "Yeah, post the third part," because I had already spent 20 minutes on drawing this, just like the head and the hand, and it's just practice. It's not like this is going to be like in a book or anything. But so I'll just keep drawing it. I want to work on this shoulder over here. And notice how I'm working top to bottom. So I don't like when I have my hand on this, drawing the top. If I had done the bottom, my arm won't be like, rubbing on the ink and messing it up. But this ink actually dries pretty fast, which I like, so shouldn't be too big of a problem. And when you're using the pen, especially if you're going to use like a G pen, if you had a G pen, don't be afraid to draw like if you had a pencil. Draw like you would if you had a pencil, like kind of like how I'm doing sketching, like drawing sketchy lines. Because if you do it in line with one another, then it'll make the solid line. It won't. The line may get a little sketchy, but you can go back over that. But it'll pretty much do the same thing. It'll pretty much make a thick, solid line. So don't be afraid that it's gonna look all sketchy and bad like it would with a pencil, because ink is different. So it'll. Alright, just trying to see where I should draw next. Hope we finish this top part up. Okay, there you go. You can kind of see the full thing. I still got some pencil in there. I'm not gonna ink the bottom half because I made her legs like way too big. I can tell now. I drew this a couple. Like I said, I drew it a couple months ago, so now I can kind of see where I messed up and stuff like that. Let me see. See if I could do a little more, and then I want to do some effect lines on this. I want to fit all this into the last video. I want to make this the last video that I do with this drawing. Kind of messed up right there. Yeah. I think that's all I'm going to do for now. I'll try to see if I can do some more. But I got about 5 minutes left, so let me show you guys some tips on how to make a panel and like kind of fix the what you messed up on. Alright, so making the panel, let me see if I have a marker here. Oh yeah, I do. 0.8, that's what I need. So right here you can see I have a 0.8 marker, 0.8, and that's a good size to make your I found that it's a good size to make your page borders with. Just make sure it has ink. Alright, it works. So you got your ruler. Now when you use your ruler, let me show you. This is a good ruler to show you on too. You kind of see right there, let me show you. Right here on the edge where it has that little, where it slants up on the bottom right here, right there. That's, you always want to have it laying like that on the paper. So say my finger was the paper, always have the ruler like that and have the pen up against it like this. Especially if you're going to use one of the pen nibs like a G pen or a Kabuto pen or even a Maru pen, because what will happen if you have it laying flat like this with the wedge on the bottom, you'll draw with the pen and then the ink will get under the ruler and it'll smear the ink all over the page and it'll mess it up and you have to redo the page and all sorts of stuff. So that's just one tip that I found that helps, because I did that so many times. And always check to make sure the ruler's laying like that and you're about to, use ink. So what you want to do is line it up with the line that you've already made, draw it down, but then where the character comes, stop. Don't hit the character's, see how I stopped before I hit the character's body or whatever's coming out? Because what that does, it makes the effect that the character is popping out of the page. And actually, this is not working. It gives the effect that the character's coming out. Like, it makes the character stand out more. Not really coming out of the page, but it makes the character stand out. It gives it a better effect. So the 0.8, if you do it quickly enough, it is a pretty good marker for getting the page borders. But don't let it sit on there too long, or else it'll make like one of those ink spots where the paper soaks up the ink, and it makes a little mark. Like, you know what I mean? Like it makes a dot on the paper. So don't let it sit too long. If you're gonna do one quick swipe. The next thing I want to show you guys is this thing. As you can see right here on her head, I got the dot right there. And I want to try this. This is practice too. I want to try to see if I can get the effect, the speed lines kind of like, so like it's giving an effect that she's moving fast or coming forward. Just makes her stand out more. So all my lines, I'm making sure all the lines are dry first. And then what I'm going to do is, like the video I had up here before, I'm still laying the paper on the ruler on the paper the same way with the wedge tilted up. And what you're going to do is start outside of the border and then just come down one quick swipe. I can't really show you. Swipe. Swipe. Make sure the ruler is always lined up with that dot. You can kind of see how I got the lines right there. They're kind of, some of them are broken. You just go back over it with your ruler and it'll come back. But see, and then you would continue to do that around the page. I don't really have that much time left, so I'm not going to finish all of them. But just keep doing, I'll practice some more on my own, but just keep putting them around the border right here. And then see how they're sticking out right there at the border right here? You just get some whiteout, go right over that, and it'll look, when you print it, make a copy of it, it'll be just like it was never there. So you have these solid lines in the bottom. So don't worry about going over the line, over the border line. So yeah, that's about it. Let me see if I can turn this over. I also had some of those lines coming off her shoulder, so I'll try to do those. really quick in a couple seconds because I don't have much time left. Yeah, I kind of got it. Yeah. Well, those lines aren't dry, so I'm not gonna try to do another one, do the other ones, but you can kind of see right there how I got those effect. If it focuses, I got those effect lines coming off her arm to make it look like it's kind of sped up. But yeah, that's about it. There you go. I'll show you top to bottom. So if you want to see more, comment, rate, subscribe, and add me as a friend, send messages, and I'll see you later.